So I don't know, maybe 10 days ago or so, I shot a video of the Laforza, and I was in a bad mood, and I hadn't washed it in a year or two, and it was really filthy and embarrassing, and I felt like I really didn't do it much of a service. So I'm just kind of gonna redo this just so you get an idea of what a Laforza is. My example is not perfect. How many of them are? This is built in 1988, and it says 49,000 miles on it, and I've had it since 2015. Had been sitting for quite a while before that, so my job, or at least I thought at the time, was to get it cleaned up and functioning, and I fixed up a few things in it so that I could drive it. My thought was to use it as a tow vehicle for my Alfa Romeo track car. I thought it'd be hilarious to have a Italian SUV to tow my Italian race car. Well, the race car thing didn't turn out to be what I was hoping for. I had a great time building it. It was a lot of fun to drive, but it wasn't much of a family experience. My wife wasn't too pleased to ride in it, and I just didn't feel real comfortable taking her out on the track. So the Alfa Romeo has gone down to California and is terrorizing that down there. The Milano was a huge amount of fun, and it was a great project, and I really loved it, but it's time to move on. So I think it's the same thing for this guy. So these Laforzas, they're a hodgepodge, right? So these are, for instance, Lancia Delta Integrale handles, huh? Weird, right? But the interior is all, at least in this one, it's still in great shape. It is faded a little bit. The color is a little lighter than it was originally, but the leather is all in great shape. It's still really soft, and the carpet was kind of a ugly tan color. I did a spray dye on it, which gave it a better color, kind of a chocolate brown. Looks nice, at least to me, in my eyes. I like that kind of contrast. This wood is a burl walnut, I believe, and it's a real wood. It's a veneer on aluminum, and it's glued on. So in a couple places, like over there, the glue is peeled up. You can just re-glue it. This one I sanded down and just did a spray lacquer. It wasn't anything fancy, just to see how it would look, and I thought it looked all right. Power seats, they all still work, front and back, forward and aft, up and down. This is the recline. Headrests go up and down. Laforza, they put L's and Laforza logos and everything. The wood here did the same thing. This spray stuff probably was not the best. It's not held up that well in the sun. You could go for another redo, but it's not that hard to get off. You just reach behind there, and there's some nuts, and you can pull these pieces off. I did the same thing here. This stereo is kind of dumb. It's just a single DIN. You can see behind it. It just snaps on. You just pull it, and it'll come off. They just snap on. So it's just a single DIN. You could take it off and put another single DIN in there. I just thought it was kind of cute. Back inside here, I put the amplifiers, everything for the subwoofer. Anyways, parts and pieces are from all kinds of different cars. So some of the parts you just have to scrounge around for, but they're all available. The door panels obviously are not something you can just buy, but they're still in good shape. So, there you go. Let's see, what am I looking for here? What am I talking about? What else? I cleaned it up. These hoods have have a bad design. I'll show you what the problem is with them in a minute. Here's the dash. It's all VDO gauges. Very nice. The Momo steering wheel, nice. Horn has never worked. I don't know what the deal is there. HVAC was not working when I got it. The cables were all stuck, but I've taken it apart and cleaned it up, so now everything slides back and forth. You get hot and cold. AC switches, everything is working here. The AC switch is on and off, but the AC pump it doesn't have a charge, so if it kicks on, it'll squeal, and so I unplugged it. And it's R12 anyways, so it should just be replaced with a newer style pump. It was a project I thought I would do, but I haven't done yet. Power seat switches are conveniently located in the center. I don't know why. That's just where they put it. Now, this was a dummy switch, so I put the heated seats here, so both front seats are heated, and then you've got a dial. You know, it's wintertime in Seattle, so you got heated seats both sides. That's nice, and they work great. I just took the leather up and glued the heat pads in here, put them back. That wasn't that hard to do. Somebody had put a hole here, put fog lights. Now the windshield wipers in here are kind of slow. The motor is weak. I've been looking at getting a newer motor for it with like a 38 Newton meter motor. It'll bolt in, and then put in a adjustable. So it has intermittent wipers, but it's just one speed. You put an intermittent and it's just like, it has a 1 second delay. And you can put in an adjustable knob in there. It's not hard to do. It's another one of those projects. That's the deal. Anyways, again, power seats go up and down, forward, back, and the recline, and the back seat. And this seat here, there's one on each side. It'll tumble forward to give you some space in the back. So I'll open up the hood. The paint is a pearl white, by the way. 5-liter Ford, low mileage, so it runs great. It's got some leaks around the valve covers, but that's pretty common. I did a 3G alternator update, but it is not charging properly, and it's draining the battery overnight. I just got another alternator from a 98 Mustang, which I'm gonna stick in there, or it could go back to the original alternator. They just don't put out much power. The original alternator from 88 F-150 would just bolt in, and the plug, all the factory plug and everything is still there. It's right here. We just plug in. It still has, I mean, it's all on original Ford stuff. I've just replaced all the idle air control, updated the ignition to a hotter spark, put a little bit of advance to it, put gapped it at 50, put some big spark plug wires on it. It just makes it the throttle a little bit snappier, a little bit better mileage. Still not going to get great mileage in this, but yeah, everything's here. This is a fuse for the stereo. This is a main fuse that was put in by Laforza as after the fact, because they had an issue with overloading with the headlights and the power windows. So they would put in a main fuse, and then this extra fuse panel here, and all these relays. So these are all for this all done by Laforza, and then I added this for the as a fuse for the bigger alternator. And this is that windshield wiper motor I was talking about. That's a pretty standard kit. It's just really slow, and I think it's got water on it for too long. So I'll just replace it with something with a bit more power, would be my goal, and then relay it. You know, it's a funky Italian car. It's not a trooper, right? So it's gonna need some fun and love, but it's a pretty cool truck to go out haul around in. So problems that it has: one, off front of the hood. So the hood is two pieces. You can see right here, an inner skin and an outer skin, and there's a gap, and water gets down inside there, and down here it's pinch welded, and so water gets in between there, and you can see there's rust that's forming in there, and rust was coming through. So there's rust coming through on this side. It's pretty common in these, unfortunately. So it needs to be cleaned. It needs to be opened up or take the inside out. I'm not sure, but that's an issue. It hasn't really gotten to the other side yet. It looks like it's starting to, but it's not too bad. There's nothing out here yet. A little bit right there, but pretty mild. So either this hood, which is still otherwise in good shape, could be used as a to make a fiberglass hood, which is what a lot of people did with these, or just fix it. I'm a better body man than me. I'm not really that good at this kind of stuff. But some people have asked about the paint. You can see a little bit of a slight change in the color here. That's because I had at one point I sanded this down because I had just had like a couple little spots, and I put some chemical down into that slot from Eastwood that was supposed to stop this. It didn't help at all, obviously, because it came right back. And then I sanded it down, and then I painted it with a paint that I've tried to get matched. It's not a very good match. The color is actually a good match. It's the pearl did not quite work out. And then there was some repair back here before that isn't pearl or anything. It's not a very good match. But there you go. The other issue I have is the tailgate solenoid is not working. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. See, I can't open the tailgate right now. So I'm gonna have to go in there and pull the seat forward. And you can see down, well, you can't. But you can see down in there, I'm gonna just pull it open and figure out what's going on with that solenoid. But anyways, that's the Laforza. So let's go for a real short drive. We'll see what happens here. Okay, I'm gonna shut off this video, but I'll go ahead and blend it all back together in a minute.